Right, so that says we are recording. Hola. Okay. Right, I'm gonna just put that one down. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with you all. And put that on there, share the sound in case we need it. Go to slideshow. 1 wee second, let me just get this here. Right, okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
And can you just see the one that says speech bubble level 2, block 5, week 2?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Right, let's get started. Okay, so the last week we were covering some introductions and we were looking at going on holiday. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of revision from last week, and then we'll look at the little snippets, the little stories that I left you with. Don't worry if you haven't had an opportunity to look at them. We'll go through them together, and then we are going to move on to booking holidays and a few other bits and pieces this evening, along with some revision on one of the verbs that we learned last week as well. Okay, so let's see. We shall go straight into what we were looking at last week. All right. When we were talking last week, we were looking at some sentences as to where do we go when we go on holiday. Okay, ¿Dónde van de vacaciones was what we were looking at. And ¿a dónde vas de vacaciones is what we were, the question, la pregunta, that we were asking last week. Now, we've got a little pyramid here, but I probably would stick to 1, 2, and 3 at the top at the moment in terms of how we would say these ones. Leave these ones at the bottom for now. They're a little bit harder, and you can use your notes. So what I'd like you to do is to take the question, la pregunta, ¿a dónde vas de vacaciones, that we did last week, and think about what step on that pyramid you want to reply with, okay? So I'll start asking the question and I'll choose a person, and then you're going to choose somebody else within the group and then ask them the question, okay? We understand? Comprende? Well, good? Okay, right. I will go first. So, Lorna. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hola, bien. ¿Y tú?
Estoy muy bien, muy bien. Lorna, ¿dónde vas de vacaciones?
Voy a España.
Voy a España. Muy bien. You can choose someone now to have a little conversation with.
Lawrence, ¿dónde vas de vacaciones?
Voy de vacaciones a España.
Sí.
Muy bien. Lawrence, you choose someone. Lee, you still eating? To ask her. Maybe.
Okay,
Lawrence?
okay, I can go. Hang on, go.
Sorry.
Sorry, hang on. I just need a drink.
It's all right. No rush.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, Lawrence, you can ask Lee, and we're using any one of the top 3 steps only just now, okay?
Sí.
Perfecto. Okay, Lawrence.
¿Y a dónde vas de vacaciones?
Normalmente voy de vacaciones a Escocia.
Muy bien. Okay. Lee, you can ask somebody. You can ask
Michelle.
any. Yeah, muy bien. Okay.
¿A dónde vas de vacaciones? Vacaciones.
Normalmente me voy de vacaciones a España, pero este invierno me voy a ir a Estados Unidos. Normalmente Me
Yep.
voy de vacaciones a España,
You go to Spain.
pero
But-
este invierno me voy a ir a Estados Unidos.
Oh, so you in the summer, you go to, say the last bit.
Pero este invierno
Uh-huh.
me voy a ir a
Uh-huh.
los Estados Unidos.
Oh, America. So
Muy
in the
bien.
summer, you go to America.
In the winter, en
In
invierno.
the winter, yeah.
Muy bien, but you picked that out. Superb.
Yeah.
Okay, muy bien. Okay. Lawrence, let's go to having a very basic conversation. Can you introduce yourself and tell me and the group whatever you want? You can say something like your name, your age, where you live, and something that you like to do, or just choose 2 or 3 things. For example, por ejemplo, I would say, me llamo Michelle, tengo 50 años, vivo en Escocia y me gusta jugar el tenis. I'm going to ask you if you picked anything out from that in terms of my introduction. Me llamo Michelle, tengo 50 años, vivo en Escocia y me gusta jugar al tenis. Tell me one thing I said about myself, Lawrence.
You're 41, although I don't believe that.
I'm certainly not 41. Okay.
And in tennis, I heard mentioned as well.
Yeah, okay, muy bien. Okay. Lee, did you get anything?
Is it you like to play tennis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that you
Anything
live in
else?
Scotland?
And I live in Scotland, okay?
And that your name's Michelle.
Okay. Perfect.
Can you
Lorna.
say? Can you say sorry the age for me again?
Okay. Tengo 50 años.
50.
50.
Same age as me.
Okay. What age is that, Lawrence?
You're 51?
Minus the 1.
50?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
50.
Oh,
There
you
was
said-
no 1 on it, just the 50.
Ah, all right. Okay.
Okay. Muy bien. Okay.
50 años, right, with you.
Yeah.
Años.
Años. Muy bien. Okay. Lee, do you want to tell the group something about yourself? Choose anything. Just a little sentence.
Me llamo Lee. Me no gusta queso.
Oh. Okay. What did Lee say?
Doesn't like something? Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I never caught the last word.
Queso.
Queso.
Lost
You
me.
might not know what queso is yet, Lee, but that's okay. Queso. Queso is cheese.
Cheese.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Lee?
Tengo 48
Okay.
años.
Años. Muy bien. How old is Lee?
16, 21.
Say,
No.
say your number again for the group, Lee.
48 años.
Cuaren-
48.
Muy bien. Perfecto. Muy bien. Okay. Lorna, tell the group something about yourself. Do just a little introduction.
Hola, me llamo Lorna. Vivo en Escocia. 2 gatos, 2 niños. And I forgot to say how old I am. I can't remember that word. 44.
Okay. Tengo 44. Muy bien. Okay. What do we now know about Lorna?
She lives in Scotland. She's got 2 cats and 2 boys.
Oh,
And
I've got 1 boy and 1 girl. I've said that wrong.
No, that's okay. We'll come back to that. Lee, just finish off what you were going to say there.
And 40, I forgot the last bit. 40, tengo,
Cuatro.
right, 44.
Muy bien. Okay, that's okay. So, dos gatos, Lorna, you've got 2 cats, that's fine. Y dos niños. Now, if you said una niña y un niño, that would be 1 boy and 1 girl. But if you're saying I have children and the
Yeah.
number of children, it would be dos niños. Yeah?
Okay.
So you're grouping them together. But if you're going to say una niña y un niño, that would be 1 boy and 1 girl. That's fine. Okay? Well
Super.
done. Superb. Okay, Lawrence, can you tell the group something about yourself?
Me llamo Lawrence. Dos niños y uno gato. Is it el gato?
Un gato
Un gato. Y dos perros.
y 2 perros. Okay, muy bien. Okay, Lorna, what have we just learned about Lawrence?
He also has 2 children, 1 cat, and 2 doggies.
There we go. Well done. Superb. Okay, so we're picking out things about each other. Excellent. Superb. Good stuff. Right, let's move on and have a little bit of a warm up looking at some of our pronunciation. We did a verb last week. Can anyone remember what verb we covered? The main one that we looked at. If I said to you, your boy,
Of to go.
ear. So the verb
Ear.
ear is to go, okay? So let's just do a very quick revision on these verbs before we move into the reading exercise and tonight. So ear is the verb to go. And if you can just say after me what these are, okay? So I go, boy.
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 You go, vas.
Vas.
He, she, or it goes, va.
Va.
We go,
Vamos. Oh.
vamos, muy bien. You go, vais.
Vais.
They go, van.
Van.
And then remember when we are looking at our nouns, we're looking at I and you and she, we, you, and they. Can anyone remember how we say any of them?
Yo, tú,
Same.
ella, ello, nosotros, vosotros, and ellos, ellas, ellos.
Okay.
El, oh no, the other one, the he, she is el.
Okay. So in front of the verb boy, vas, va, vamos, vais, and van, we looked last week at what we put in front of it. We don't always need to say it, but we use it if we want to, pop it in there to kind of, we would say, for example, I go to the supermarket, which would be yo voy al supermercado. Tú vas. Él or ella, ellos. Yeah. Nosotros, vosotros, ellos. So go back and just revise in terms of once you've drilled those through and you've got them, you will remember for every single verb in terms of your verbs, how they end, and also what goes in front of them. You don't need to use the yo in front of the boy, your boy, tú vas, but you can use it just to, if you just want to have that extra there in front of it, if you're not 100% sure on your verbs. Okay, that's fine. Just wanted to see where we were with the verbs. We're not going to look at these. Okay, we had a little look last week at the weather, and there was a question that I asked you last week in terms of the weather. Can anyone remember what that question was?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
That's okay. ¿Qué tiempo hace? The question is, ¿qué tiempo hace? What's the weather like? And then we looked at some of the weathers in terms of what is happening. ¿Qué tiempo hace? Now, what we could say is, ¿qué tiempo hace en Madrid? What's the weather like in Madrid? ¿Qué tiempo hace in Stirling? What's the weather like in Stirling? And I could also add on to that. ¿Qué tiempo hace in Stirling hoy? Today. What's the weather like in Stirling today? Okay. ¿Qué tiempo hace? So when you're looking at that, you can add on the place as well. ¿Qué tiempo hace en Roma? ¿Qué tiempo hace en Francia? ¿Qué tiempo hace? What is the weather? What's the weather like? Okay. So let's have a look. Just a little bit of revision on some of these from last week and see if we can remember. Can you open up your chat? And I'm going to randomly say some of these and let's see if you can remember them. When I say it and then we put them in chat, I want you just to repeat them after me as well, okay? So, hace buen tiempo. Hace buen tiempo. Sí, good weather. Weather's good. Perfecto. Okay. Hace frío. Hace frío. Sí, muy bien, it's cold. Hace viento. Hace viento. Perfecto, it's windy. Hace viento. Okay. What about llueve? Llueve. It's raining. Muy bien. Okay, perfecto. Lovely. Okay. Now we just done a donde vas earlier on. That's fine. We'll just move on from these and we're going to go into our questions from last week. Okay. So what we were doing last week is we were looking at where people go on holiday, what's the weather like, and I set this task in terms of picking out any other information that you might be able to pick out from this. Don't worry if you haven't done it, because I'm going to say these out and we're just going to have a look at them and see if you can pick out any of the words. So, el primero, the first one we have. Voy de vacaciones a Escocia. Siempre hace frío y llueve, pero vamos a museos y a conciertos. Me encanta. David. Okay. Lorna, can you read out that first sentence for me? Just take your time and read out the sentence before we then look at translating it.
Voy de vacaciones a Escocia. Siempre hace frío y... Oh, I'm not good with the rain. I find the rain. Llueve, pero vamos a museo y a concierto. Me encanta, David.
Muy bien. Okay, perfect. Okay. Just a little bit in terms of it, just kind of a rolling together a little bit. Voy de vacaciones a Escocia. But in terms of your pronunciation and where you are with the words, that's absolutely fine. Siempre hace frío y llueve. Llueve. Pero vamos a museos y a conciertos. Me encanta. David. Okay, let's see what that first one means. Lorna, tell me what you think that is.
David goes to Scotland on holiday and the weather is cold and rainy and he goes to museums and concerts. I love it.
Okay. That is what it says, but if you're reading it as though it's written, Voy de vacaciones a Escocia. It's David that's speaking here, isn't it? Because he's used boy. So boy, de vacaciones a Escocia. I'm going on holiday to Scotland. So we're saying it as we are David in that tense. I'm going to Scotland on holiday. Siempre hace frío. It's always cold and rainy. But we go to museums and concerts. Me encanta. I love it. David. Perfect. That was all superb, translated correctly. But just because it is David that's saying it, then you need to say it in that tense. And that's where voy de vacaciones means I'm going. Okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Lawrence, let's try. Don't worry. Don't draw. I just want you to listen and see if you can pick out some words, okay? I know you haven't had time to do it, but let's just listen to what I'm going to say. El número 2. Mi familia y yo vamos de vacaciones al sur de Francia. Hace mucho sol y mucho calor, así que nadamos en la piscina, comemos muchos helados. Sofía. So let's see what you can pick out. You might not get all of it. I just want to know if you can tell me where the person goes on holiday and what's the weather like, and then we'll translate it fully. If you know more than that, then go ahead and tell me.
Okay. My family and we go on holidays to France. There's much sun and much heat. And something about a swimming pool.
See?
And Damos, I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. You've got quite a lot of that. Mi familia y yo vamos de vacaciones al sur de Francia. So my family and I were going on holiday to the south of France. Hace mucho sol y mucho calor. So it's very sunny and very hot. Así que nadamos en la piscina. So we swim. So what we've said is it's very sunny and very hot. So we swim in the pool. Y comemos muchos helados. And we eat a lot of ice cream. Yeah? So that was good. You got a lot of that. You picked out where they go on holiday and what's the weather like. The additional information is just a bonus if we can get it. So that was a good one. See, Lee?
Which bit's the así que nadamos?
Así que nadamos.
Yeah, so that's...
So we swim in the pool.
So we swim in the pool. So
Yeah.
así, is that so?
Así que nadamos. So remember to swim is nadar. So
Yeah.
nadamos. So we. So yeah. Así que nadamos en la piscina.
I've got something about the pool. That's what I've got here.
That's okay. Yeah, these are just little extras about picking out, okay?
Swim in the pool.
Okay. El número 3, Lee. I'm going to read it. Okay. And then I want you to read it after me. Normalmente en otoño en Berlín está nublado. Por la mañana hace viento un poco. Pero por la tarde hace sol, aunque hace frío. Voy a restaurantes con amigos. Pablo, can you read that for me before you translate it? Así despacio, ¿eh?
Normalmente en otoño en Berlín está nublado por la mañana y hace viento un poco. Pero por la tarde hace sol. Can't quite get that one. Aunque hace frío. Voy a restaurantes con amigos. Pablo.
Perfecto. Muy bien. Muy bien. Okay, Lee, translate it for me.
So normally in autumn in Berlin, it's cloudy for the morning and windy, and I didn't get that. I put at night ? I don't know what that means. It's not night, is it? Because tarde's evening. So,
okay. So where you've got to, está nublado por la mañana. So it is cloudy in the morning. Y hace viento un poco. And
windy.
It's a little bit windy. Un
and
poco.
right.
So
un
it's
poco.
so it reads as it's windy a little. So it's a little bit windy, okay?
A little bit windy.
Muy bien.
But for the evening,
See?
it's sunny. And sometimes it's cold.
Even though it's cold, but good.
Even though
yeah,
it's cold.
even though it's cold,
So
yeah.
that's what
Aunque. Yeah.
Aunque is even.
Yeah, y por la tarde hace sol, aunque hace frío, but even though it's cold, or even though
So,
is what it was saying.
pero por la tarde hace sol, aunque hace frío.
Yeah.
So, but for in the evening it's sunny, even though it's cold.
Even though it's cold, perfect.
I go to restaurants with friends. I go to restaurants with friends.
Muy bien, perfecto. Well done. Okay. I'm going to read the next one and let's see how we do with this one. And again, just picking out, where does a person go on holiday? What's the weather like? That's the principal object to this, but if we can get more, then that's great. Me gusta mucho esquiar, así que voy de vacaciones a los Pirineos en invierno. Nieva mucho y hace frío todo el tiempo. Es perfecto. Okay. So, Lorna, do you want to read that one for me?
Me gusta mucho esquiar, así que voy de vacaciones a los Pirineos en invierno.
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 Muy bien.
Nieva mucho y hace frío. To do?
Todo.
Todo el tiempo. Es perfecto.
Muy bien. Okay. Any ideas? First of all, where do they go on holiday?
The Pyrenees.
Okay. Yeah, the Pyrenees. Okay. And anything else that you can pick out? Do you know what the rest of it might mean?
I looked up the word for skiing.
See?
Because I guessed that it would be snow sports.
Okay, esquiar. So
that's skiing.
That's skiing, yeah. Okay, me gusta mucho esquiar.
So I really like to ski, or I love to ski.
I really like skiing. Así que voy de vacaciones a los Pirineos en invierno. When do I go to the Pyrenees? Invierno.
In winter.
In the winter. Muy bien. Nieva mucho y hace frío. What does it do a lot?
Snow.
It snows a lot. Nieva mucho y hace frío. And it's cold todo el tiempo. It's cold all the time. Es perfecto.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Muy bien. Okay. We have uno más, el último. Okay. Siempre vamos de vacaciones a los montañas en Suiza. El clima cambia mucho. A veces hace buen tiempo y a veces hace mal tiempo. Si hace sol, montamos en bicicleta y si hace mal tiempo, nos quedamos en el hotel y relajamos. Marco. Okay. Lawrence, can you take the first sentence for me? Can you repeat that? The first sentence, please.
Siempre vamos de vacaciones a las montañas en Suiza.
En Suiza. Muy bien. Perfecto, eh? Muy bien. What do you think that's telling me?
Sometimes I like to holiday in the mountains in Switzerland.
Nearly. Siempre is the word for always. Siempre vamos de vacaciones. That's okay. So we always go on holiday to the mountains in Switzerland. So you got that right. So it's siempre vamos. We always go. Okay. Take the next one, Lawrence. The next sentence. The short one.
El clima cambia mucho.
El clima cambia mucho. What do you think that one says? What's clima? What do you think clima is?
Is this something to do with the temperature?
Yeah, what maybe el clima?
Weather.
The only thing I could come up with was climate, because
Well,
it was,
it is. It's the climate, the weather. Cambia mucho. What does that mean?
Something lot.
Yeah.
Cambia mucho.
that had me stumped as well.
That's okay. That's fine.
Maybe I don't know.
El clima cambia mucho. It means the weather changes a lot.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. El clima cambia mucho. Lee, can you take the next sentence for me?
okay. I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it
Veces?
Is it veces? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
A veces hace buen tiempo y a veces hace mal tiempo.
Okay. And now what are you taking from that? What does that mean?
I thought that it was I don't know about the a veces, but I thought is it something like
it's sometimes
it's
muy
good
bien.
weather and sometimes it's bad weather.
So sometimes the weather is good. A veces hace buen tiempo y a veces hace mal tiempo. So sometimes the weather is good and sometimes the weather is bad. So sometimes, a veces.
Times.
Muy bien. Okay, Lorna, let's try the next one.
Si hace sol, montamos bicicleta y si hace mal tiempo, nos quedamos en el hotel y relajamos.
Muy bien. Okay, so si hace sol, montamos en bicicleta. Y si hace sol, si hace mal tiempo, nos quedamos en el hotel y relajamos. What do you think we're saying there? Let's take the first part of the sentence. Si hace sol, montamos en bicicleta.
When it's sunny, they go on a bike.
If it's sunny, we ride a bike, yeah. Y si hace mal tiempo.
And if it's bad, they go to the hotel.
Quedamos means to stay. It's from the verb quedar. Quedar means to stay. And then the verb is quedamos means that we stay. Perfecto. Remember, when you get one verb, you start to recognize how the endings are, which is why we were talking earlier about voy, vas, van, vamos. When you start to learn all your endings of the verb, every one of them, the first part of it, so the verb is quedar, and we've got here quedamos. So that means that we stay at the hotel and we relajamos. We relax. Perfect. Super.
So
excellent.
Can I just check? Sorry. So si hace is if it's.
Si hace sol. Si hace sol. Sunny. If it's sunny. Si hace sol.
And then montamos is we ride our bikes.
Si hace sol. Montamos. We ride. Montamos, we get on our bike. Montamos to mount. Montamos is to mount, is to get on. You know, we ride our bike. If it's sunny, we get on our bikes and ride. Montamos is to mount, but you wouldn't say I mount my bike. You would say,
no,
I get on my bike. Get on your bike. Yeah?
And that's we stay. Yeah. Okay.
That is we stay. Perfect. You picked out probably over 75% of the things within those little sentences. So what I was looking for was, where does the person go on holiday, which you got each of the places. What's the weather like, which you did, but you also picked out other information about the weather, what the weather's like and what they actually like to do, the morning, the afternoon, calor, piscina, llueve. So you got quite a lot of those in terms of the translation. The part that you'll find, which will start to come to you as you learn your verbs. So we were looking at voy de vacaciones, I go on holiday. Then where we have here, nos quedamos, we stay in the hotel. And this is where the endings of your words start to change depending on who is doing the thing. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Lovely. Did really well with that exercise. Really well with that exercise. Picked out quite a lot. Quite a lot. Okay. Right. Okay. So that was the translation of it there. Okay. What I'll do. Hold on. Have you written these down? Do you need them? Or are you happy that you've got them written down? Do you know what they are? Or you've at least picked out the bits from them? Yeah? Okay. Right. Tonight we are going to look at accommodation, okay? So accommodation is el alojamiento. But what you would say is, where do you stay? Where do you stay when you go on holiday? ¿Dónde is where? ¿Dónde te alojas? ¿Dónde te alojas? Where do you stay? You would then say, I stay in, me alojo en, me alojo en, I stay in, and then whatever it is that you're staying in. So we're going to look at, where do you stay? So can you all repeat? Pop yourself on mute and repeat, and we're going to just drill the question and the countries, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use the sentence structure and put them into the sentence, okay? ¿Dónde te alojas? ¿Dónde te alojas? So where do you stay? Me alojo en. Me alojo en. So I stay in. Okay, now we're going to look at where we stay. This one here is obviously a castle. Me alojo en un castillo. Me alojo en un castillo. Me alojo en un camping. Me alojo en un camping. This one's pretty similar. Me alojo en una caravana. Una caravana. Me alojo en un apartamento. Me alojo en un hotel. Me alojo en un hotel de 5 estrellas. Me alojo en un hotel de 5 estrellas. Ok. Me alojo en la casa de mis amigos. La casa de mis amigos. Me alojo en un chalet. Pero este es un chalet en las montañas. Un chalet en las montañas. Okay. Take yourself off mute. We're going to have a look at the question, ¿Dónde te alojas? And then I want you to, we're going to look at these answers to the questions here. And I'd like you to see if you can work out what they are. I'm going to say the words. I'd like you to say them and then just see if you can think about where these might be. Okay. And then we're going to have a little conversation. Okay. ¿Dónde te alojas? Where do you stay? So we've got a few things here. We have en las montañas. Las montañas. Where do you think that might be?
Mountains.
The mountains. Muy bien. En la costa. Where do you think la costa might be? La costa. What does it sound like?
Coast.
The coast. Muy bien. La costa. Okay. What about centro de la ciudad?
City center.
Muy bien, city center. El centro de la ciudad. La ciudad is the city. La ciudad. Ciudad is a city. El centro de la ciudad. Okay. And what about el campo?
Camp, the camp.
The camp, the fields. El campo translates to the camp or the field, but it's effectively the country. Yeah, the countryside. El campo. You wouldn't say, oh, I'm over there in the fields, but you're over in the countryside, yeah? So we've got the mountains, las montañas, la costa is the coast, el centro de la ciudad, city center, el campo. Okay, let's try saying these ones. Okay, Lorna, las montañas.
Las montañas.
Muy bien. Lee, la costa.
La costa.
Lawrence, el centro de la ciudad.
El centro de la ciudad.
Muy bien. Lorna, el campo.
El campo.
Muy bien. Okay, now we're going to find out a little bit more about where this is. So we've got cerca, cerca de. Anyone know what, take a guess at what cerca might mean? Cerca.
Cerca.
Near? No.
It means near.
Ah.
Cerca de, okay, it means to be near. So, cerca de. Okay, I'm going to give you three more. La playa. La playa.
Sorry, la playa.
Then we have la plaza mayor.
La plaza mayor.
Muy bien. Los restaurantes.
Los
restaurantes.
Muy bien. Okay. So cerca de, it means to be near. Okay. La playa. What do you think la playa is?
It's the beach.
It's the beach. Muy bien. Perfecto. La playa is the beach. What about la plaza mayor? Any guesses? La plaza mayor?
Shopping center?
Sorry, what was that, Lawrence?
Shopping center?
No, it's not a shopping centre. But when if you're in Spain, do you ever notice that when you're in Spain that most towns have a main square?
Ah, yeah.
And it's still where the ayuntamiento is, which is their government office, a bit like their council offices, always in their main square. So La Plaza Mayor.
Where?
Main square. Okay. Los restaurantes.
The restaurants.
The restaurants. Muy bien. Okay. So we have ¿Dónde te alojas? Where do you stay? We have alojo en las montañas, la costa, el centro de la ciudad, el campo. We then have near, cerca de la playa. We could say, me alojo en la costa, cerca de la playa. I'm on the coast and close to the beach. Okay? There's one word I haven't covered off yet here. Alquilamos. Alquilamos. This is from the verb alquiler. Okay, so alquiler. And that means to rent. So if we know the word alquiler is to rent, what does alquilamos mean? Alquilamos.
We rent.
We rent. Muy bien. So alquiler, we take the first part of it, remember? AR, IR, ER verbs, and we take the ending of it, and then we use who's doing something. So because this has the amos, then it's we. So we rent. Okay? Are we all good so far? Perfect. Okay. Right. We're going to have a little bit of a conversation here where what I want you to do is I want you to think about what we've covered. ¿A dónde vas de vacaciones? Voy a, wherever it is, or voy de vacaciones, and then ¿dónde te alojas? Where is it? Is it in a hotel? Is it in an apartment? Whatever you want that to be, okay? So I'm going to pair you up just in a breakout and just have a little couple of questions. So Just either make a note of what you're going to be covering. ¿A dónde vas de vacaciones? Voy de. ¿Dónde te alojas? And then where you stay. Me alojo in, and wherever that is. Just so you can get a little bit of practicing on that. Okay? So I'm going to stop sharing and pop you into a breakout room just for a couple of minutes just to get a little bit of conversation. So let's just see. I will put well, just waiting on Lee and Lawrence coming back. Here they come.
Lawrence is lying. He's lying.
What? Why?
He said it's always sunny in Northern Ireland.
Well, you know, I think it might always be sunny in Northern Ireland. They've got a sunny disposition over there, haven't they?
Well, how else would the palm trees grow? It has to be warm.
There we go.
We have a question though. We have a pregunta.
Una pregunta, muy bien.
Una pregunta. Lawrence goes to Ireland and he's in his friend's house on the coast next to restaurants, but we couldn't work out. We've never. What's bars and pubs? How do you say bars and pubs? Or
so a bar is just a bar. It's un bar.
Un bar, right?
Yeah. Okay. If you say a discoteca, then obviously it's a disco, and they tend to have not say pub, but you know it's a bar. Un bar, right, okay. Bars y restaurantes, discoteca. Yeah.
There we go. Right. Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
At 51, I won't need to know where the disco is, thanks.
I suppose.
Everybody needs to know where the disco is.
They sure do. Sure do. Right. I'm just going to pop back up.
The bar and the toilet, that's it.
You get to a certain age, don't you? You think, yeah, that's it. Oh, God, I need to go out tonight.
I don't know if you've ever seen the sketch with Billy Connolly with his trousers that he can wear to the bar, where he ties them at the bottom so he can just pee away.
I've not seen that one. Right, okay. Can you see my screen again?
Yes.
Okay. Just a single screen, yeah?
Yeah.
Just making sure it comes up and okay. Right. Okay. So we've covered off ¿A dónde vas de vacaciones? Voy de vacaciones in whichever country we're going to. ¿Dónde te alojas? Where do you stay? And where we then stay, and whether it's near certain facilities. So good work on that. Other than that, Lee and Lawrence, you get on okay with your conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Super. Okay. Right. Right. We are going to have a little look at the days of the week. Lee, I know you know your days and a few other bits, but this is just something just in terms of a bit of a recap on these. So
well, I think it's always good to have a recap.
It's always good to have a recap. So let's have a look at las fechas. The fechas are the dates, and we're going to look at los días de la semana, the days of the week, okay? So I'm going to say the days, pop yourself on mute, repeat after me. Okay. Los días de la semana. Lunes. Lunes. Martes. Martes. Miércoles. Miércoles. Jueves. Jueves. Viernes. Viernes. Sábado. Sábado. Domingo. Domingo. Okay. So what I want you to do here, take yourself off mute. Okay. I'm going to start. I'm going to hold up my hand and I'm going to point to a finger. And if I, for example, pointed to my finger, which is the third one, that would be the third day of the week. And I want you to tell me what that is. If I point to be the second day of the week, for example. I'm going to start and pick somebody, and then you're going to pick somebody and move it on and pass it on until we get, and let's see if we can get faster and faster and faster till we get all of our days of the week. Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Lorna, because you're on the top of my screen. Okay, I am going to go with
Martes.
Muy bien. Your turn.
I can't see everybody still. Apologies.
Okay, so you've got Lawrence and Lee.
I'll just go to Lawrence next.
Okay.
Jueves. Oh, hang on. Miércoles.
Yes, sí.
And I'll go to Lee next. And
Domingo.
Muy bien. Lee, who are you going for?
Lorna.
Sí. Viernes.
What's the first day? Is it my thumb or my pinky? Sorry, I'm really bad. I don't know which way the camera is. I'm off screen.
Viernes.
Whichever.
Okay. Lorna, your turn.
That's a fourth finger. Lee, I'll just come back to you. It's easier to see.
Viernes. Can I have a question about that one, Michelle?
Which one?
Thursday. Well, why is it not Viernes? Why is
Thursday?
It yeah.
Thursday's Jueves.
Oh, Jueves. Sorry. So Friday. Sorry.
Viernes.
Why is it not a b sound?
Because you know when you do like let's just think of, you've got some, depending on what comes after it. So you have, for example, I'm trying to think of give me a word. Beber.
Yeah.
So beber is the verb. The verb beber is to live, and then you have bibo, bibes. Okay, so it's dependent on the other letters that come after it. More often than not, it is pronounced like a B rather than a V, okay? But when it comes to certain words, they are pronounced with a V. So if you had viernes, it's mostly to do with how it would sound as it's said that way. Okay. If you said viernes, whereas it is an actual V, it's vier, and that's the pronunciation of it. Sometimes it's not because of any other rule than it's just to do with the sound of the word.
Okay, so you just kind of have to learn which ones are
mostly they don't sound the V, but in some of them they do.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. One more.
Lawrence. Six, right?
Yes. Sábado.
Sábado. Muy bien. Okay. So, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Muy bien. Okay. Este es los días de la semana. That is the days of the week. Y ahora, los meses del año. Los meses del año. This is the months of the year. Okay. So, repetir. Y ahora yo voy a decir los meses. Pop yourself on mute and repeat after me. Enero. Febrero. Marzo. Abril. Mayo. Junio. Julio. Agosto. Septiembre. Octubre. Noviembre. Diciembre. Una vez más, one more time. Enero. Febrero. Marzo. Abril. Mayo. Junio. Julio. Agosto. Septiembre. Octubre. Noviembre. Diciembre. Muy bien. Take yourself off mute. The days of the week and the months of the year, it's a bit like learning the alphabet. Once you've drilled them, you learn them. You start with your days of the week, because there's 7 of them. It's just remembering and drilling them, and it's repetition, repetition, repetition with these things. Okay. What we're going to do, I'm going to just do a little quick game of ¿Qué mes falta? Going to pop up here on my screen all of the months of the year. There's one missing. And very quickly in chat, see if you can tell me what's missing. ¿Qué mes falta? Which month is missing? Okay, ready? Fingers on your keyboards.
Oh, it was behind my chat.
Sorry about that. I was just moving it. Okay. Muy bien. Agosto. Agosto. Okay. Muy bien. ¿Qué mes falta? Let's see. Agosto. Okay. Next. Oh, why are you doing this? Sorry, I've shown you that one. Abril. Right, we'll move on to the next one. I double clicked on that one. Sorry about that. Abril. Abril. Okay. Esto. Let's go. ¿Qué mes falta? Perfecto. Junio. Junio. Muy bien. Okay, la próxima. So that one was junio. ¿Qué mes falta? ¿Qué mes falta? Can you see it? ¿Qué mes falta? Anyone? Sí. Mayo. Uno más. Okay. That one was mayo. Okay, ¿qué más falta? Uno más. My eyes are going round here. Going, which one? Enero. Muy bien, enero. Sí, perfecto. Well done. Okay. I'll just stop sharing that one for now. Perfect. Put this back up in a wee second. Okay. So you should have from Jen some worksheets, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over some times in the year that are relevant to days in Spain, and just tell you what they are and when these take place. Okay, so there are some dates that are relevant, and it's just about what are they and how do you say them in Spanish. You see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so el día 14 de febrero. What day is this? 14 de febrero.
14th of February.
14th of February. Day. Yeah, the day that is Valentine's Day. So el día de San Valentín is el 14 de febrero. Okay, el día de San Valentín. Okay. When it is el 1 de enero, what's happening in el 1 de enero?
New Year.
1st of January, New Year.
El año nuevo. It's New Year. El año nuevo. That basically means the year new, but you put it's the new year. Okay. El 25 de diciembre.
Christmas.
Okay, so we've got 25, 25th of diciembre. And this is when they celebrate Navidad. Navidad is Christmas time, okay?
Feliz Navidad.
Sí.
Feliz Navidad.
Navidad. Okay, now what about en el 6 de enero? When is el 6 de enero?
The 6th of
January.
January.
Claro que sí, es mi cumpleaños.
Three Kings.
Este día es mi
The Three
cumple.
Kings.
It's the Three Kings. That's my birthday, el 6 de enero. So this is the day when they have El Día de los Reyes Magos. So this is the Three Kings, which is quite a celebration in Spain. Okay. This is not always the same day in Abril, but for the purposes of this, we've got El 10 de Abril. What happens in El 10 de Abril?
Easter.
Easter.
Okay, Pascua. Pascua. Okay, Pascua. Okay. El 31 de octubre. El 31 de octubre.
Halloween.
1st of October.
Halloween. And it is, or El Día de los Muertos. El Día de los Muertos. Day of the Dead.
Day of the
Halloween.
Dead.
Okay. El 30 de junio.
30th of June.
See? What happens then? El fin del año escolar. This is when school's out for the summer. El fin del año escolar.
Last day of school.
Yeah. El 5 de noviembre.
Guy Fawkes.
La noche de Guy Fawkes. La noche, the night of Guy Fawkes. Muy bien. Okay. So those are just some of the things that happen. I'm going to do a little game with you. Let's just get this one up. Speech bubble. Okay. Right, put this back up. And let's see if we can play in slideshow. I want you to give me a number in a second. And let's see if we can find some matching. All right, matching things. So let's get this up on the board. Share screen. Gonna go with this one. And we're gonna share. And we are gonna go from here. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to find a matching pair based on some of those things that we've just looked at. First of all, you've got to give me a number in español and then a second number. El segundo número en español. Lawrence, dime un número. Tell me a number.
8.
8. Okay. You can see my screen, yeah?
Sí.
Okay, so in 8, what have we got?
Halloween.
Okay. Now you've got to try and find, when is Halloween, Lawrence?
That's the 31st, isn't it?
Okay, so when you choose another one of these numbers, you're trying to find, it will be the number, the date, la fecha. Okay, choose another number.
3.
Is it a match or no match?
No match.
Okay, el primero de enero. Okay, Lorna, try and get a match. Dime un número. 1. El 14 de febrero. What happens in el 14 de febrero, Lorna?
It's Valentine's Day.
Okay, let's see if we can find it.
5.
5?
No.
What happens in Navidad? Santa. Okay, muy bien. Okay. Lee?
11.
11. El 6 de enero.
The 6th of January.
Okay. What?
6.
Oh, what's that one? Oh. El 31 de octubre. What happens then, Lawrence? So.
8.
8 y.
6.
Muy bien, un match. Muy bien, un pare. Okay, we got our first match. Lorna.
10.
10. Oh, Pascua. What happens in Pascua?
Easter eggs.
Easter.
See, it's
Easter.
Easter. Okay, let's see if you can
Dos.
find Easter.
2.
2. El 25 de diciembre. No match. Okay. Lee.
5.
5. Navidad.
2.
El 25 de diciembre. Un par. Un match. Muy bien. Ok. Lawrence, uno más.
9.
9. El Día de los Reyes Magos. Oh, did we not see that one earlier?
Yeah,
No.
but I can't remember because I've got a terrible memory. 10.
No. Pascua. Ok. Lorna, uno más.
1.
1. El 14 de febrero.
12.
El Año Nuevo. No
Well.
match. Ok, Lee.
11.
El 6 de enero.
9.
Muy bien, un match. Okay, can all get one more. Lawrence.
4.
4. El 10 de abril. Ajá.
Ah. 10.
Muy bien, Pascua. Hey. Ok, Lorna.
7.
El 7. El 7. El día de San Valentín. ¿A dónde vas?
1.
Muy bien, 1. Perfecto. Okay, I think Lee, we've got one more. We've not matched it, have we? Sí.
3.
Sí, el 1 de enero.
12.
Perfecto, el año nuevo. Muy bien. Well done. Superb. Okay. Just a little bit of that. Okay. Just going to get to our next bit. Okay. We were, what's happened there? We were working on where do we stay? Okay. Now, couple of things just to have a look at in terms of where we stay. We've looked at some hotels and a few other places, donde te alojas. Just going to very quickly look at some of the things if we were staying at a hotel that we would reserve, okay? Me gustaría reservar is we are looking to reserve, I would like to reserve something. So, una habitación individual, una habitación con 2 camas, and una habitación doble. Lorna, what do you think a habitación individual is?
An individual room.
An individual room or a single room. Okay. Lawrence, una habitación con 2 camas.
Process of elimination must be something to do with a family room.
2 camas.
2 camas, a double room? No,
Yeah.
that's not right. Is it?
2 beds.
2 beds.
Dos camas, okay? So a twin room or 2 beds.
Okay.
And Lee, una habitación doble.
A double room.
Okay, and a double room. Okay. So una habitación individual, una habitación con 2 camas, and one with a double. Muy bien. Just pop them through. Okay. Now, if you are looking to make a reservation and it's for me gustaría reservar una habitación con 2 camas, what you would add into your sentence would be when, what we've just been looking at, our days of the month. So, desde el día, so it could be el 15 de junio. Okay, Me gustaría reservar una habitación. Desde is from. El, and then you would choose the date. El 14 de mayo. El 15 de junio. Desde is from, and then we have hasta, desde el día, desde el 14 de junio, el 14th of June. You could say para 2 noches, or you could say hasta el día, whatever the day is. Okay? Desde el 14 de junio hasta el 15. That would just be one night, or you could just say para una noche, or para 2 noches. Just dependent on how you want to phrase that. So you could have 2 noches, una semana, or 15 días. You decide in terms of when you're making a reservation, how long you're making a reservation for. Okay? A couple of things just here in terms of the facilities, and then we're going to just look at a little other exercise. So we've got a couple of things on here. We've got con baño with a bath, con ducha with a shower, con balcón is your balcony, and con vistas al mar. Con vistas al mar. Con baño, con ducha, con balcón, con vistas al mar. Okay. Just going to stop sharing that for a second. I need to go on to another. Little slide, 1 second. Okay, don't know why it's done that. Sorry, 1 sec. My slides just decided to move. Current slide. Okay, so we have con baño, con ducha, con balcón, con vistas al mar. You just pop yourself on mute just for a second. I just want you to repeat these. Con baño, con ducha, con balcón, con vistas al mar. So we have el baño is a bath, or ducha is a shower, balcón is our balcony, and vistas al mar, sea view. Okay? Okay, take yourself off mute. If you were making a reservation, this is just basically looking at making the reservation for the type of room and the facilities and for how many nights. So, primero, let's have a look in English and then look at what we're looking to do. When you want to reserve something, quiero reservar una habitación, we'll be looking to see what we're looking for in número uno, Lorna. What do you think we want to reserve?
Una habitación individual.
Sí.
Con baño.
Con baño.
Con baño para 2 noches.
Muy bien, perfecto. Una habitación individual con baño para 2 noches. Muy bien. Lawrence, el número 2, por favor.
I've forgotten what it is for 2 beds. Sorry.
Okay.
Dos. I can't remember the word.
Camas.
Dos camas. Okay. Con ducha.
Sí.
5 noches.
Para 5 noches. Muy bien, perfecto. Ok. Lee, dime el número 4, por favor.
Me gustaría una habitación doble. Con
el número 4, para ti.
Oh, 4. Lo siento. Me gustaría una habitación individual y con 2 camas.
Sí.
Con vistas al mar.
Sí.
Para 3 noches, por favor.
Muy bien, perfecto. Okay, so Lee had 2 rooms that she's looking for. Me gustaría reservar una habitación individual y una con 2 camas con vistas al mar para 3 noches. Muy bien. Okay. Well done. Super. Okay. I'm going to leave you with a reading, more of a writing task actually, rather than a reading task. What I'd like you to think about is a reservation that you could make for, sorry, 1 second, a reservation that you could make where you would have a conversation. Don't need to do hola, ¿qué tal, all that sort of thing, but just making a reservation for however many nights in whatever type of accommodation that you want it to be in and the services that you would like in it. It's only a short sentence, but I'd like you just to be able to form that sentence thinking about a reservation that you want to make and where that reservation may be and the services that you would want to include in that. Okay?
What's hot tub?
What's a hot tub? Okay. I do have, I'm going to give you an example of one that I've put together, and this is what I'd like you to think about. Okay, let me just share my screen. I don't know what happened. Share my screen. It's this one. Share. And from current to slide. Okay, so I've put one together that says, Estimado señor. You can take a guess, it means dear sir. Me gustaría reservar una habitación doble y una habitación individual, sin minibar. Quisiéramos pasar 15 días en su hotel del 2 al 16 de julio. Somos 2 adultos y nuestro hijo de 17 años. Está incluido el desayuno. ¿Se admiten perros? Now, you can probably pick out of that quite a lot. You might not know everything, okay? But there'll be a lot of it that you can pick out. And what I'd like you to do is to think about if you were having that conversation or if you were writing an email to the hotel, what would you want included or not included, and what would your dates be? And what are you looking to reserve? It's a very, very short piece of writing, but I want us to be making sure that although we're practicing our vocabulary, that we're also looking at our reading and we're looking at our writing as well. Doesn't need to be as long as mine. And that first one from Mariana Suarez, it could be shorter, but just enough to show that you know how to make a reservation and from what type of room that you're looking for. Okay? That's for next week. Very, very short piece. And we will cover off, I've got 3 or 4 of these for us for next week, just in terms of a reading exercise before we move on to the next part. So very short conversation that, you know, whether you're sending an email to a hotel, what you want to reserve, what type of room, what's your dates and how long for. And if there's any particular services that you want, Obviously, you can see I didn't want to have a minibar because I've got a 16-year-old child with me, so not in anyone's rooms. But you can, what do you want or what do you not want? Okay. Any questions? No? Are we all good? Superb. Right, just very briefly before we go then. Lawrence, tell me one thing that you've learned tonight. Other than you've got a sore head.
Never give up.
Never give up. Never give up. Okay. In Spanish, what did you learn today?
It was good to see the days of the week and the months and things like that as well. You know,
Yeah.
that was all good, because that's kind of nice basic level stuff, but necessary, you know. So
yeah,
not too taxing.
Yeah, okay. There's a bit of a combination in there tonight. Some verbs or some things are a little bit more difficult, but also taking it back to some basics as well, which we need to do. Okay.
100%.
Lorna, what have you learned tonight?
That I can pick out random words but can't formulate sentences.
That's okay. We've only been here for a few weeks, and those words, the fact that you can pick out those words and you can see them and say, actually, I know what that means, and try and form the sentence from it. That's perfect. It will all start to come together. You need the vocabulary before you make the sentences. So there's elements of vocabulary on a weekly basis, but there's also starting to put it into sentences so that you can see how the sentences are formed. So that's really good. Good that you've identified that you can do that as well. Lee?
I think that exactly the same is that, just with the exercise that we had before, you can see all the squares.
Yeah.
Were the things that I was like, I'm not sure what that means. So it was good to learn the connecting words between the sentences so I could make a intelligent guess of what it meant, but it was good to learn
what they actually are. Okay,
but also, I think the other thing that I've learned is just actually, because I did the previous course with you, before you'd probably admit that I very much was like, whereas now I feel like I flow a wee bit more and I say things like lo siento and I do more connecting words. But
you do more connecting words, and what I've noticed actually is you're picking up on all your endings of your verbs. And you're identifying that as well. So that's really good that you're doing that. And we'll all pick out different no, and that's okay, but we'll all pick out different things, because we're all at that learning at the beginners, but there's just different things that we'll do. Perfect. So haven't set you any tasks as yet, but Jen has set you all up on LanguageNut. I know you've all got your passwords and everything for that. What I would say is, if you use LanguageNut, and Lee, you used it quite a lot on your last kind of an 8-week course, and some people use it and some people don't. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. You don't need to do it for a long period of time. If you can take kind of a 15 minutes throughout the week and do a couple of little exercises and just listen and do the things that you're interested in and will help you, you will learn so much more on a weekly basis, and it will really help you advance. There's little games on there, there's listening exercises, but I say you don't need to do lots and lots. You could just do a 15-minute one day and a 15-minute another day. Most people who do 3 times 15 minutes, you can see the results are better than somebody who doesn't do anything at all. I appreciate you've all got other things going on and we've all got lives, but if you do manage to get that kind of a 2 times 15 minutes on a weekly basis on it, where you can just kind of a practice and consolidate your learning and a little bit of listening, it will definitely help you. Okay. But well done. Bien hecho. Buen trabajo esta noche. Lots of really good things that you are learning. Pronunciation is definitely coming on. I can see it's starting to filter down, and you might think, oh, I don't know that, or I don't know that, and you're sometimes questioning yourself. That's just confidence. And it's confidence in yourself, but you are learning, and I can tell that you know the words, because you're starting to say things and then you're stopping sometimes and going, oh, is it that or is it not that? Just be confident and say it. Doesn't matter if we get it wrong, we'll talk about it. Most times though, you are getting it right. So don't worry about, saying something wrong or not getting the pronunciation. That's what we're here to do, is to learn. But well done. Buen trabajo. Okay. Well, anything before we go? Are we all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sí.
Hasta la semana que viene. Hasta la próxima. Okay. Adiós. Adiós a todos.
Adiós.
Adiós.
Hasta luego.
Chao, adiós. Muy bien, gracias.